What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Barbell Brigade podcast. I'm Nadeem.
Go.
I'm sad.
What's up, guys? I'm Stacey.
And today, so Mike's sad because I cut him off, but I was like, this is a good topic to talk about on the podcast.
Oh.
So I want to bring up the subject of scams in the fitness industry. So,
They're everywhere.
Oh my God.
They're taking over. I'm a scam.
okay, Mike, dude, we're going to...
Lower your mic. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know this was the library podcast.
But there's scams everywhere. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's, literally everyone's just trying to make money off everyone. But you were talking about a scam.
There's multiple. There may or may not be one going on right now with some
I'm sure
steroids
there
and
is.
supplements.
I'm sure there is.
I'm not going to mention names. Google it. There may or may not have been one like 5 years ago, and it happened to a bunch of YouTubers. And basically, people were hitting us up. And I don't know how they won this. Like, it seems backwards. But basically, they'd hit you up in email, know your name, like, hey, saw you on YouTube. Love your training methodologies. I have 2 kids in Florida that want 6 weeks of training. What would that cost? And I responded because I was doing a bunch of online coaching at the time. I'm like, all right, that seems pretty freaking normal. But then other people, my buddies on YouTube, started talking about the same thing. Like, yeah, dude, fucking George from Florida hit me up too. I'm like, son of a bitch, how many kids does this guy have? And then it turned out like something happened, and you'd get a bunch of your info and hack into your shit. But another YouTuber, we're not mentioning names out here, I think in person tried to hunt this dude down because he was really scamming people and taking a bunch of their stuff.
How was he taking your money?
I think what he was doing is gathering info from you when you gave him your PayPal or something like that. Like he was a hacker kind of, and so he wasn't necessarily taking money from you, but he was just gathering a bunch of I don't know.
What the scams on, like, say Amazon, not Amazon, like eBay and all that stuff work, like PayPal. Basically, like, say you want to sell like this mic, right? So I put it online, and they're like, oh, dope, I'll love to buy the mic. What's like your email? They'll ask for the stuff, and then they'll send you like, okay, I'm gonna send the money. And they basically send a fake email that's like the PayPal, basically like, oh, this guy sent you money.
Oh, but yeah, link
sign
has some
in,
shit.
sign into your account, right?
Oh.
And then when you sign into an account, it's actually their website, but it looks exactly like PayPal, right?
Dude.
You just gotta see the email and be like, because it'll be like service at PayPal.com, right?
Which
and
is
it's
fake.
like, which is fake, but then they got that service at PayPal, you know, and it's like all these little scams that people do, but these are like, that was like a wild one, which isn't like happening often right now.
And now what
Well,
happened?
they text me. What happened is they just text me. It happened in my email, George from Florida, 4 years ago, and then I just got a text like last week.
Recently?
I'm like, yeah, and I was like, oh, I know this. Literally like 5 days
What
ago.
was it?
George from Florida.
I downloaded it. It was something almost the identical. Oh, I'm from Florida. I have 2 kids I want to train. I've seen
Why
your
is it
YouTube.
always in Florida?
Florida shit happens, bro.
For real, it does happen.
Yeah.
There's beyond just fake links like service, and then they get that. There's people, and this is more popular on Twitch and stuff. And something just happened to one of my friends, basically on Twitch. You can just the hackers that are more technologically advanced, they can make a link and it'll basically like steal your IP address and steal all your info. And what's called doxing is basically they get all your info, all your personal documents. That's why it's called doxing. And then they own your address, your phone number, your parents' phone number, and they'll sell it or hold it over your head. But these other guys too, is they hop in there, they get your IP address, and then I don't know if it's called DDoS. It's called something weird. I'm not that smart. But basically what they do is they send these fucking basically bugs through your internet, kind of, and it'll shut down your internet. Like they'll shut down your freaking internet somehow.
That's weird.
By clicking on a link.
What about like scams that are going on like in the fitness industry outside like those weird ones?
Yeah,
what are some normal?
They're the ones up front, right? Like people just selling BS supplements. People
Well, did you guys hear about the Brainy Dawn Fitness one?
No.
We talked about that on JK News.
What is that?
So she was this influencer, and I mean, it was kind of crazy to me because there's so many fitness influencers, dude. Like, bruh, there's so many. So this girl had like, I don't know, like 1 million. That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
In fitness, it's a lot. And then, and don't, like, if I'm wrong with the numbers, you guys, you can fix me down in the comments. But basically for like in years, right? Because a lot of us have had our Instagrams for years and it doesn't even feel like that. She was selling programs, and it was like $300, $200, $150, you know, and you can buy the option that you wanted. And basically people were buying them, and then she would just block them.
Yeah, they wouldn't receive any
They
ebook
wouldn't
or
receive
any coaching
anything.
or any answer.
And like, I'm like, how long can you get away with that before you're like totally called out? It turns out there's like hella people who bought from her, and then they all started a Facebook group that has like over 1,000 people that were scammed by her. She made it on the news. She's all over YouTube. And
she couldn't just like make like because this is what a lot of people do is they just make one program
Or they steal my program and
or
then
they steal
resell
someone
it.
else's program and they basically put it out and it's like, yeah, it's individual, it's this, and they're making hella money off of it, and they literally do no work. They literally just be like,
because the market says, and this is just general, but you can sell an ebook or a template for $50 to $200, but you can sell one-on-one coaching, custom, this and that for
and
maybe
I think
$500.
She was also doing that.
Yeah, she's doing a bunch.
But she also did where she just didn't give them anything.
Right, she didn't give them
response.
anything. Like she would just block them, and so she made an apology video. I watched it. It was ridiculous. Like she was basically on her phone, like, I am so sorry that this happened. Like it was not my fault. I was young, and you know, a lot of us were young, but you know, right from wrong, when someone's giving you $300, you at least give them a, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not sending you your things.
What's sad is stuff like this that didn't really surprise me. Just
me
because
neither,
things like that probably
we talked
happen.
about it. We were together on JK News. Yeah.
And so like I'll say the same thing I said on JK News is that it happens left and right. People one don't take the time to hone the skills it is to be an online coach, which takes extra communication because you're not meeting with these people in person, let alone the actual programming, strength and conditioning knowledge on top of that. People see a quick buck because they blew up on the internet. I get it. We all need to make a living and we all want to make a living. But there is more moral ways to do it. If I was in her position, I'd like to think I would have handled it different. I'd like to think if I had no knowledge of coaching, and I even do this within my own programs that I run with Bart and Kaizen, if I don't feel comfortable with my amount of knowledge putting out a program or statement, we go and hire the best coaches to collaborate with us. So we flew in arguably the best powerlifting coach in history, Boris Shaiko from Russia.
I just think that you've been in this for way longer than most people have.
Old jokes, all right.
And no, for real. And you're willing to invest back into your business.
For sure. And,
you know?
and others.
But I think it just comes down to where like everyone's getting into it, and it's just like, hey, like other people are doing it, I could do it too.
Right. And I'm sure this girl wasn't like, oh, I really want to make sure you lose weight. Like, no, this bitch probably got like $20,000 in her account in like a month and was like, oh shit, I can get this apartment in LA. I can get this bag. I can buy these things, you know, which a lot of money for someone who like, bro, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. When I started making money, I was like, oh fuck. But then you realize what you're responsible for.
Sure.
You know, you're responsible for your customer being happy. And a lot of people have not ever worked customer service.
Right. And those customers aren't coming back. You're not going to have this
No,
money
and not even if they're not coming back. But, bruh, customers will go above and beyond to make sure their expectations are met, because I do the same thing when I'm expecting something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what are some other like scams that people do in like, say like supplements right now?
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously it's been happening since the 90s probably, but basically what they'll do on a first run of a new supplement is they'll
put Kool-Aid.
What the hell is Kool-Aid?
It'll just be Kool-Aid, and like it's nothing. It's just expensive.
What the hell fancy unicorn world do you live in? That sounds delicious. No, it's the opposite.
Imagine if somebody sold you Kool-Aid for $50 because they were like, oh, these are BCAAs.
Oh, no, for sure.
That's basically what's happening.
That is what a BCAA is.
BCAA.
Yeah. That's goddamn flavored water. That's sugar water. Like the worm in goddamn Men in Black.
Oh, man.
What they do is they'll spike it with steroids or some nature.
What?
And so.
Wait, what?
So basically, look.
No way.
Look, youngin, sit down. It's story time.
No way.
So the first batch will have some Anavar in there. Don't Google that. Just don't take it either. And so basically, everyone takes this. Oh, Stacey, you heard of the new Silent Mike pre-workout? I got so jacked on it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to try it. And everyone gets insane results. They feel sick. And now they're attached that feeling and that progress to that supplement.
To that product.
And so then now I take the expensive product out, and now I sell Kool-Aid.
Oh.
So it costs me nothing. I continue to sell that same product forever.
Okay, but that's random. I'm talking more about.
That's not random. Something like that literally just happened in the news. I'm not going to drop names.
Name names.
I'm not naming names.
That was in the pre-workout?
It was in a supplement. Was found steroids.
Really?
Dude, yeah. It literally. I'll show you the article off air.
Dude.
You guys can Google around and find it. But two well-known supplement CEOs within the industry just got caught with 14 accounts of this kind of stuff and money laundering.
You need to tell us off camera.
Well, I thought those things were just like they were doing that on the side, because I've like heard of stories where
big
companies.
Yeah, bigger than that.
No, big companies doing that, but I didn't know they're putting that in the supplements.
Yeah. On the side too, as a cover, but that's money laundering basically.
Yeah.
But there's also like
company to hide your steroid money.
There's like the people who like say you don't take this product,
sure,
and then you push it out also,
sure, or even we scale this way down if you want to call like the most basic scam a scam, and I do Photoshop. Follow me because I look this way, but I'm photoshopping my abs when I don't have abs. Like that's the 1% of these big term scams. Yeah.
No, that's almost. I feel like every fitness.
No, it's the norm.
It's a norm. It's like I would say 80% of the people in the fitness industry do that.
What's the norm that some YouTubers and friends of ours said, like, I'm now anti-Photoshop. Like, I've always been anti-Photoshop. I didn't know it was a thing.
Wait, that they came out to say it?
Well, like I promise not to touch up my stuff. Yeah. Like people say that now, like they have to make that statement.
Well, like
I was talking to Bart. Was it on an episode on here? I don't know, but Bart's like, bro, you suck at fitness. You're the worst picture taker ever. I was like,
I
am. I don't know.
You have an Android.
No, that's not the issue. I mean, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. But the issue is like, I don't want to take 1,000 pictures. I don't want to pose. I don't want.
You just don't want to be an influencer in that sense.
I don't want to fake my lighting.
Knowledge.
Well, and if I show you my progress, I'm showing you my progress. I'm not showing you my best angle. Like, there's so many people.
Well, there's angles and stuff I get. Like, I completely like you want to make yourself look the best.
I don't know anyone who doesn't want to look the best.
I'd rather look better in person, which happens. That's where I was going. Is in person.
But you're not gonna meet all these people.
So when I do, they always come like, "Damn, bro, you're way bigger." Like, yeah, bro, I don't take 1,000 pictures, and I'm not blaming people for taking good pictures. I understand if you want to look good on the internet, but I do blame people for Photoshop. I am against that. You take good pictures, lighting, do what you want to do. That's you. But my style isn't. Rather than the opposite, where like, damn, Mike, you hella small because all my pictures I look fucking sick.
I get the lighting. I get that. It's like with anything, you always want to make yourself look good. Like if I take a picture, like we've taken pictures and you're like, oh, let me retake that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. You're not just, yeah, dude.
When was that?
You've taken a selfie and you're like, nah, and then.
I don't know, man. Anyway, go on.
Are you just like, and it's blurry and they're like, fuck it, I'm going to upload it because it's Android. Nobody's going to care.
Well, if it's blurry, is different than
you
getting
upload
the lighting.
So many blurry photos.
I know. I know. So then you're you're going.
I'm just trying to talk shit about Android, but
I know, but now you're going counter to your argument. Your argument was that I don't post organic pictures, that I get perfect lighting. But then now you're saying I post blurry ones. Which one is it? You got caught in your lie. Which one?
I'm just making fun of you for having an Android.
Anyway, I'm gonna be the middle point at this point and say, what were you gonna say?
Okay, basically, I'm saying you like if anything, like say you want to take a picture and you want to post it, like you like take it. You're not just like. Right, you're gonna move a little bit. You're gonna try to look jacked, right? If you're trying to sell it, you've taken flexing photos on. Instagram.
I know, and that's what started this conversation. Bart says I suck at that. I said, yeah, I know because I'm not taking a million of them.
I completely agree. But what I'm saying is, the people in the fitness industry, that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
And I completely get the hustle. They're not meeting everyone. They're not doing that. And like you want to make money off it. You want to kind of like show motivation. You want to do all these things
for sure.
But then that's where people get to the point of scamming people, like we were talking about, of Photoshop and all that stuff. So I think like 80% of the fitness industry is doing that,
or more,
or more. Like they're literally just faking what they got because it's like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, and then you can sell this protein because I got these abs with this Photoshop.
I just don't know anybody, because you're saying like, oh, the lighting, the angles. Like I am very comfortable saying that when I take bikini pictures or when I take like my progress pictures, I'm fucking posing, you know.
Yeah, no. And I said I'm fine with that. I said I don't do that. That's
right.
Yeah.
And
I didn't say that's a scam.
Right. No, but like no one's gonna be walking around, and I think maybe the people think like no one's gonna be walking around when you meet me. Like I stand up straight, I sit straight, you know. But like I'm not walking around on my tippy toes, like like flexing my quads, right? But it's just, I don't know what people expect, like, sorry, you can't see me from my best angle with the white light on me at all times.
But what I'm talking about is like, say you're on Instagram and you're like, oh, this girl's killing it. She's making thing. And like all these people, the captions are basically in a sense of like, if you want to see progress, take this supplement because they're getting paid by that supplement. Right. And then you see something fishy about like when they post a picture, they're way bigger than when they post a video, right? Because you can't Photoshop a video.
Or they don't post videos.
Or they don't post videos. But then they'll be like I'm not going to say his name, but like this huge company that was like basically like everyone ripped on, and their main guy, it was like.
Can I say the name?
We don't want to say on here.
Okay, got it.
But
sorry.
Everyone already knows it. It's like.
You don't gotta call people out.
Sorry,
but it's like this guy would like be super fucking jacked.
I know who you're talking about.
And then it came out. Then he apologized.
I feel like that wasn't even the worst in that case, though.
He apologized. Why? He acknowledged it.
Like, I mean, like a few months after, like.
I think with this instance, if we're all on the same page, this influencer, whatever the hell we want to call him, was running giveaways, and basically, what they would do is, hey, you give us $200 to enter our giveaway, and the best transformation at the end wins $10,000.
That'll be his friend.
He was choosing his homies.
Yeah.
I think that's there's scales of scamming. Yeah. That's the top level scamming.
Well, the reason, because I didn't take part in it, but I was with friends that kind of helped rip this guy apart for good reasons, right? But it was one of the guys that he was paying to do these fake things. because so basically he was like, all right, dude, like, I'm gonna pay you like $5,000. I'm making, he wouldn't say how much he's making, but he's probably making a shit ton of money off these people, right? But they wouldn't even pay like that guy that he did that to. And this guy put in the years of the transformations, did all this stuff. They had to Photoshop like the magazine stuff, and he had to go through his Instagram and delete everything so nobody could backtrace it, right? But he was like, fuck that, and he started posting like the actual stuff. And he reached out to us, well, not me, but like my homie, and was like, this is what's going on, this thing. And it was just like, dude, even to the guy that like, so imagine we're like, hey, we're gonna do a scam, right? And then I scam you out of it. Like, what the fuck are you gonna go on and be like, this guy made me do this,
right?
You know, so it's just like there's so much into it, but it's like even like the giveaways or do this or do that.
Well,
like,
there was pages, like Instagram pages dedicated to the Photoshop of this guy.
Yeah.
Like where people would put like the original, like somehow they found it in like the Photoshop version, or like they would put, because you know in fitness we're all at the expos. You're gonna meet us at the expos, especially like if you're somebody who's like really deep within the fitness community. You know, it's always like a breath of fresh air when people are like, oh my god, you look the same, or oh my god, you're so pretty in person. You know, but this guy,
I just get like, oh, you're way fatter in person.
Oh my gosh. No, this guy had like whole Instagram accounts that people made exposing him.
But this was what, 4 years ago or so?
And look at him thriving still. He's still making money.
Maybe,
like,
sadly.
and the thing is, like,
my point is the scandal didn't blow up Photoshop or anything. Like everyone's still using it, if not using it.
And I don't think
more.
you're ever gonna get rid of it.
But it is wild. That's why I just
like,
don't like Instagram.
How hard is it to detect? You know, and it just comes down to, I think the biggest thing, like if you want to take away from this video, is just you don't need supplements. You don't need to buy this specific program off someone because you think you're gonna look like them. And that is, I think the biggest thing is you're not gonna look like the person you want to follow. You know, I want to look like Ronnie Coleman. If I take a Ronnie Coleman fucking workout, I'm not gonna look like him. It's all genetic. But that's the thing. It's like when you're young, and these are the people that they're preying on, or like naive.
Just do your research. You know, do your research on who you're gonna be buying things from. And there's Google, and Google's free. And there's people who will tell you they had experiences with those people. And you know, just do your research, talk to people, put it on the internet. You can find all the information there.
Yeah.
True.
All right, guys. Well, if you guys like this video, if you guys want us to dive more into like the scams, we could go like a little bit more specific or talk about that stuff, because honestly, I do Photoshop a lot of stuff. But I like, if you see my stuff, it's intentionally Photoshopped.
Yeah, I've done that too.
But it's like
tiny arms.
Yeah,
that are real.
Let us know in the comments below if there's anything you guys would want to see talk about. Make sure to check out Stacey, check out Silent Mike, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.